there's one thing you take away from this podcast, it's this thought that we have that you're committing to hashtag event life is you're committing to a way of life. And that way of life has got to include health and fitness. It's, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual fitness. And if you're not making time for that, there's no doubt it's going to show up at a live event. And there's no doubt it's going to show up in your sales. Your conversions will be lower if you're not in a good place.
You heard it from the expert. See, I can say this stuff as much as I want till I'm blue in the face, but to have you say it to our audience is amazing because you've seen the best of the best.
Well, I was just going to say quickly, sorry to interrupt, but I honestly believe that it's probably as much as a 10% jump in conversions. I mean, we see a host that goes from taking it as a hobby to taking it as a profession, from kind of dabbling and being their best self to committing to it. You can see as much as a 10% increase in their conversion rate. So when you're talking about the kinds of programs that, we're offering that are $10,000, $20,000, $35,000 each, that's real money. And so it pays you to be your best physical, mental self. You want to bring that because it's literally converting to real dollars. Like how well you're showing up on site literally is the difference between whether you're going to make good money or great money.
Oh my God, that was gold. Thank you. Well, first, what I've learned in that is I'm not charging enough, A. But B.
Sure, I believe that.
I'm teasing.
I've been watching you for, we were just talking about how long we've known each other at the beginning of the podcast, and I will never forget the first time that you showed up at that live event as a sponsor. And, I can tell you out of a sea of sponsors, I think at that particular event, we had 15 tabletops in a foyer, and Kristen shows up, and she is literally like this beam of energy, just like radiating light and energy. It was palpable, and it literally drew people to her booth because you see someone like that who's radiating, physical fitness and beauty and energy and just this kind of wholesome clean. And it's a magnet. People are attracted to that because, if you just do a little mental inventory right now, if you go to the grocery store, if you go to your last live event, if you go to Facebook, if all these different places where you're interacting with people in your lives, how many of them do you see and you think, wow, I love their energy. I love the way they look. I love how they're showing up. I feel like they always just look and feel great. I'm guaranteed that it's a very small number of people. And the reality is a lot of us are not committed to physical, spiritual, mental well-being, right? And so it really shows up and not just on your skin, but how you walk into a room and what your presence is. And, much like Kristen, it will draw people to you. So, I've seen this work for her. It literally, out of a sea of people, when she walks into a room, you feel it. Like there is literally an energy that she radiates. And I think it is absolutely, for you, Kristen, I think it is a result of, what you've committed your life to. And obviously this is your business and your profession, but even before you grew into this latest successful incarnation of you, from the very first time I met you, you had that. And I think it is a really attractive quality and not one to be easily overlooked if you're getting into our business. So cannot recommend you.
Thank you so much. Sorry, say that again.
I just said I cannot recommend you enough. Like if any of you are out there listening to this and you're thinking, I'm not bringing my A game and I'm not doing everything I could do, your next call, email, Facebook outreach should be to Kristen to see, how can you work with her and find out what she's doing and how she's doing it so that you can make it part of your regular day-to-day practice.